Today, we want to answer some of these exam questions we have on the board. All right? This is a question for JAMB students. JAMB students should not play with this likely exam question. Question number one is, how many chromosomes will be present in a gamete if the somatic cell has 8 chromosomes? How many chromosomes will be present in a gamete? Gamete is a cell which is known as the sex cell. Gamete is known as sex cell. Okay, so the question is asking you how many chromosomes will be present in a gamete if the somatic cell has 8 chromosomes. All right, the somatic cells here, somatic cell, which is known as the body cell, okay, contains diploid number of chromosome that contains diploid number of chromosome. All right, then the question is asking you how many chromosomes will be present in a gamete. So the gamete here is tend to have haploid number. All right, then 2 multiplied by the haploid number will give you the diploid number of chromosomes. All right, then in the human body we have 46 diploid number of chromosomes, which is equivalent to 2 multiply the haploid number of chromosome. Right, diploid chromosome is 46 in number. 2 multiply the haploid number will give you the diploid number. So if you divide the both side by 2, if 2 we cancel this, the haploid number here will be equal to 23 chromosomes. Okay, haploid chromosome here is 23 number. Okay, then the question is telling us that the somatic cells has 8 chromosomes. That means 8 here is the diploid number. You understand? Now divide the 8 by 2 to obtain the haploid number, and that haploid number here of chromosome is the number of chromosome we should have here in the gamete cell. All right, if the 8 is divided by 2, the gamete cell here we have 4 number of chromosome. That is 4 chromosome, because 8 chromosome for the somatic cells is the diploid number of chromosome. So here the answer becomes option C, which is 4. The gamete cell, which we have the haploid chromosome, we have 4 number of chromosome. That is if the 8 chromosome here, as we have the somatic cell, which becomes the diploid number. Okay, the gamete we have 4 chromosomes. That's for question number 1. Then question number 2, at what stage of cell division do spindle fiber appears? Okay, spindle fibers here appears at the prophase stage of cell divisions. All right, I've discussed this in one of the video we have in this channel. I told you that at the prophase stage, the nuclear membrane becomes invisible. It will start to disintegrate and disintegrate. After that, the chromosome becomes invisible. All right, it will becomes invisible, then becomes like a longer thread. After that, I told you that the chromosome will become more longer and become visible like a long thread before it will now condense to form a thicker chromosome. I told you also that during this stage here of cell divisions, the central will split into 2 to form the north poles and the south poles, which will start to produce the spindle fibers. All right, and then at the stage here, metaphase, that chromosome will start to align themselves at the stage of cell divisions. All right, so that means spindle fibers are formed here in the prophase stage of cell divisions. Then at the metaphase stage, the chromosome here will start to align itself at the central line of equator. Then at the anaphase, the centromere of the chromosome will split so that the chromosome will start to migrate towards the opposite side of the poles. then the cell divisions start to occur at the telophase stage of cell divisions. All right. So the question is asking us, at what stage of cell divisions the spindle fibers appear? The answer is prophase stage. All right. Then question number 3. The pair of genes located on the locus of a chromosome is referred to as recessive gene, alleles, dominant, and homozygous. Alright? Recessive gene, as explained, is the gene that did not express itself in the presence of another gene, which I told you that the gene is suppressed. That is why it cannot express itself. Allele here is a pair of genes which combine together to form a single gene. All right, and this pair of genes are located on chromosome. Which part of the chromosome? The locus. All right, dominant is the gene that expresses itself on the presence of another gene, and that on the board is the opposite of recessive gene. Then homozygous is a gene of identical allele. Then the pair of genes located on the locus of chromosome is referred to as allele. That is a pair of single gene. Then the last question on the board. DNA strand is made up of chain of nucleotide molecule bonded by. DNA strand is made up of chain of nucleotide molecules bonded by. That is asking us the bond that bind the nucleotide of DNA together. Look at DNA. DNA consists of double nucleotide. This is one nucleotide. Another nucleotide is here. This is another nucleotide. Another one nucleotide. That makes up double nucleotide. All right. Then each of the nucleotide consists of sugar, which is the oxyribose sugar we discussed in the last video. The oxyribose sugar, the phosphate group, and the nitrogenous base. Here, sugar again, phosphate group, sugar, phosphate group, then nitrogenous base, sugar, phosphate group, sugar and phosphate group, then nitrogenous base, sugar, phosphate group, and nitrogenous base. All right. Then the nitrogenous base of DNA, is known as base pair. That is known as base pair because of the double nucleotide. All right. Then the nitrogenous base here are purine and pyrimidine. These are the nitrogenous base. Then the purines here are adenine and guanine. Then pyrimidine are thymine and cytosine. Then during pairing, adenine will pair with thymine, guanine will pair with cytosine. All right. Then if we have adenine here, which is represented with letter A, it will always pair with thymine. Then if you have cytosine will always pair with guanine. Okay. If we have thymine, it will pair with adenine. If you have guanine here, it will pair with what? Cytosine. Then the question is asking you, DNA strand is made up of chain of nucleotide. These are the chains of nucleotide with the sugar, phosphate, sugar, phosphate, sugar. Phosphate is P, phosphate, sugar, phosphate, sugar, phosphate, and sugar. All right, made up of chains of nucleotide. These are the chains of nucleotide that are bonded together. Look at where they are bonded together here. You can see that, right? They are bonded together at this point. By which bond? The name of the bond is hydrogen bond. Don't ever forget for any reason. This is very important for your exam. So the bond that binds these together here is known as what? Hydrogen bond. The answer to the question, option A, is hydrogen bond, which is the answer. Carbon bond, cohesive bond, and adhesive bond. The answer to the question here is hydrogen bond. Okay. This is all we have for now. Please don't forget to subscribe and share the link of the video to your friend. Thank you and God bless you.